Opa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve your fucking problems. We're back in action. We've got a couple of my hardcock compatriots. We've got God's earthly dagger himself, George Halkias, a.k.a. Josh Godley, in the mix. We've got another Halkias Bros episode. Nick was too good for us. Nick said, I have to run my business.
Right.
I have to go to work.
Yeah, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
All my hard work can eat shit in a second if I leave.
Fucking pussy.
I've only been working 13 hours a day. Shut up.
I have to work 13-hour days to start my small business. Just shut the hell up.
I got stuff back home too, right? I mean, I dropped everything to come up here for the opportunity. I really did.
So George is here in the mix. We were also celebrating our dear friend Big P. We'll call him Big P. Our dear friend Big P's birthday.
Yep.
Another one of our childhood friends. He's shy. I don't think he'll ever be on the podcast.
Yeah,
although he has an open invite anytime he wants to.
It was a blast.
We had a great day yesterday. Spent the whole day. Eldest was there. Of course, Big P, our titular, our birthday boy. My brother George, another one of our dear friend, another close friend. And we had just a gentleman's day, man.
It was great, man. I loved it. I really did. A chance to unwind with the buddies.
A chance to unwind with the buddies. Start the day. You get Korean barbecue.
That was fucking awesome, dude.
And then we went and played ping pong for about 2 hours.
Yep.
We played a nice amount of ping pong. Then we get back home. We just kind of look at our phones for about a half hour.
Yeah, you got to.
Everyone just chills out, looks at his phone for a bit of time. And then we start watching They Lived.
Oh, yeah.
Or They Live.
Starring Roddy
Present
Piper.
tense.
They Live, starting Roddy Piper.
And he was a piece of cock.
And he really was. He was fucking, he looked fucking
He
hot.
looked sexy. His
looked
muscles
hot
were
as shit.
sexy as shit.
Yeah.
Right. Eldest was drooling the whole time.
Yep.
It was awesome, dude.
I feel like I see more jacked movie stars in that in movies now who are like bigger, like The Rock or something. But I feel like
It's clinical,
I was
though.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
that guy was fucking. He's just cut.
He was a real man, dude.
Like his muscles work. He can dig a hole with them muscles. You know?
Well, he was a wrestler. Like, he's actually done stuff, you know? He doesn't have those just, like, like, they've kind of lab-grown getting that jacked, whereas he was, like, a wrestler for, like, 10 years before that. You know, I think the sensation Eldest had was he just really felt like a man like Roddy Piper could really wreck your asshole.
Right.
He could really pin you down and fuck you and treat you like a little girl the way you want, Eldest.
Really?
Whereas somebody like Michael B. Jordan, sure, he's hot, sure, he's jacked, but he doesn't have that rough and tumble finger pop you in the back of a saloon energy.
Yeah, Eldest
that
doesn't
Roddy Piper has.
Eldest doesn't want a guy that'll be like, I want to fuck you, but I also want to fuck your mind.
Right.
That kind of cornball. He wants him.
No. He wants a man to just use your pussy for his own desires.
Exactly.
And any kind of pleasure you get, which will be immense, will just be a side effect. He doesn't give a fuck. Isn't that right, Eldest? Eldest right now, by the way, folks, is zooming in on shirtless photos of Roddy Piper. How old was he in this movie, Eldest?
Ooh.
Yeah, Eldest.
Why don't you fucking find out?
Do some research for us, man.
No.
54. So that movie came out what?
I don't know.
Take the calculator out.
I don't know. I would have just
Lord
searched
knows you can't subtract.
88.
88 minus 54 is 34.
34.
Wow.
Same age as me.
Same age as me and you. Oh, man, that sucks,
Oh,
dude.
my God.
He's so much
I worked
sexier.
hard for this body too.
He's so much hotter than we are. I would have thought he was older, too, but no, we probably look so much worse. Like, in our heads, that's an older man, only because we respect him.
Yeah.
But he's the same age as us, and we're just fucking...
I legit would have guessed like early 40s.
I would have guessed... Well, you know, he lives a harder life.
Yeah.
You know, on the road wrestling.
Right. We're also all immature. Like, to me, I see a guy on TV, and he could be like 30, and I'm 32. And I'm like, there's no way he's my age.
Yeah, you're like, that's a grown man. That's a man I respect.
And he has responsibilities, and he doesn't like shirk his duties. He don't ignore them. You know, he doesn't run away from his problems. All that type of shit.
He faces them head on.
Right.
Damn, Roddy Piper. What a
Hot.
piece of ass in 1988. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That was a
So-
good movie.
We did that. We ordered some pizza. We smoked. And here's how you know we're washed. We thought we were having just like our great day is you and Big P had a tall boy each, and me and
Yep.
Eldest smoked one joint each. And we're like, damn, we got fucked up last night. We got fucked up off Korean food and just pizza. We got you guys got my favorite move that we pulled actually was you guys got frozen pizzas, and then we were like, who wants to bake these? Let's get high and let's order pizza.
Exactly.
So now I have a couple frozen pizzas.
And that's what success affords, you know,
Right.
for you. You can you can let those pizzas go. If I was in Greektown and I bought them,
Yeah.
my wife said I'd love to order. No. Those are going in the oven. Okay, they really are. They really are.
I can't. What am I made of fucking money? We're gonna order $30
Exactly.
worth of pizza. I just spent $17 on frozen pizzas.
Exactly.
We're eating
right.
this. You
Yup.
fucking bitch.
I need to go get dog food tomorrow. I need to get cat litter tomorrow. I gotta pay BGE in 2 days. What do I look like?
Yeah.
Mr. Millionaire? No.
You're a fucking family man. You're
I
a wedded man. You're a married man. Do you have any advice? You were giving it to Eldest earlier off camera.
I was
but
telling him, get ready, buddy. Get ready. That's all I'm gonna say.
Eldest is engaged, and you know he just needs your wisdom, George.
Hey man, it's all fucking fairy tales and shit and fucking bubble gum. But once she put that ring on her,
It's all over.
it's
Chief.
all over, buddy. Get ready.
Get ready. Game over. We should get Eldest a shirt where it's game over. It says game over, and it has a picture of
His
him.
face is gonna get 3 shades redder after his wedding. Trust me.
That was my favorite Target shirt. Was the game over, and it was a picture of a bride and a groom.
That's awesome.
And it just said "Game Over" on a green shirt. Yeah, you should start wearing that.
But you'll be alright.
Should I wear that under my suit at the wedding?
Yeah.
That's
And then unbutton it.
yeah.
Hell's yeah.
And then you kill yourself in front of all your loved ones. You're like, I've Jamie made a decision. I want out forever. Bah!
Well, he did love that R. Bud Dwyer video.
did.
He used to link it to everyone when we were teenagers.
I did not.
Oh,
link it
really?
to everyone.
Oh, really? You linked
No
it to
more,
me?
no more than the average teenage boy in America
I'll
would.
tell
A
you
little
what.
more than average. You have to
I
admit.
tell you what.
It was a little more than average.
At least twice he told me, "Hey, have you heard of that R. Bud Dwyer guy?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yes, I learned it from you when you linked me the video of him blowing his top off." Yes, I do.
You did love that video.
It's okay. I used to go on Rotten.com. You're not weird.
I did too. I mean, that video is just crazy.
It is.
I wonder if it's still on like YouTube, readily accessible.
not on
It
YouTube,
feels
but you
like
can-
it wouldn't be anymore.
You could probably get it on like Daily Motion or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is Daily Motion? It's just a YouTube where you can see a little pornography and a little snuff films.
I guess.
Because you can't really go that crazy with it.
I forgot what website I used to go to, but when I was a teenager, like there's no way I can even watch those videos anymore.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
some
yeah.
reason, your brain is just like, whatever, immature. You're like, those people aren't real or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Or I used to watch
yeah.
like CCTV, like Brazilian, fucking like.
Oh my
Just
god.
like I would just like I don't know, dude. It was like just entertainment. Like
yeah.
okay, we have 4 channels in my room
Right.
back then.
Right. We didn't have cable in
There
our
was
rooms.
fucking
No
WB,
streamers.
UPN, just like whatever.
Of course.
And you know, I didn't want to watch a Frasier rerun, so I would
So
go
you had
on
to
that
see a
website,
cartel chop a judge's head off.
And it would, you know, guy on a fucking motor scooter pulls up and just shoots a guy with a rusty gun. And be a bunch of those, and then the accidents, like Chinese
Right.
factory accidents, where
Ooh.
human souls are crushed to death. Oh no! I would watch those as well. I would.
Interesting.
Just all that kind of shit, man. And I'm sure it didn't do anything to my fucking psyche or anything, because
Probably not.
I'm a pretty normal guy now.
Yeah, you're one of the most normal guys I know.
I don't freak out over shit at all. I mean, I'm real poised. And yeah, man.
I was never into that. Honestly, I never even saw Two Girls, One Cup.
That's
I
just
missed
nasty.
Two Girls, One Cup.
Ever in your life?
Ever in my life.
Dude.
Because you got me, you know what you got me with? You got me with that guy who put a jar in his ass and it broke.
Oh, Pain Olympics. Oh, that wasn't Pain Olympics. That was just.
Was
an
that you
accident.
that showed that to me?
I don't know if I showed that.
Somebody showed that to me, and like right after somebody tried to show me 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and I was like, no, I'm not falling for this. I'm not. And somehow I just have never seen it. I've never seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I've never seen. I never watched. I did see Saddam Hussein get executed.
That shit was tight.
But the best part was him just telling them to suck his dick.
Yeah.
He honestly went out like a G. I hate to admit, Saddam really was like, suck my fucking dick. Fuck you. I'm not apologizing for shit. And
Well, it was like subtitled or something?
You just see him like yelling at everyone. He's like, fuck you, fuck you. And then I believe they hung him.
They did. They hung him.
Yeah. So I did see that. That was pretty. That's probably the last real death I've seen, though.
Yeah, I don't know the last
God.
one I saw, but I do remember the asshole, the glass smashing in the asshole.
Yep.
The Pain Olympics.
Yeah.
Eldest, you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
I don't know what the Pain Olympics is.
Well, men, they would cut their cocks off, and apparently it was for $1 million or something. Some like dark fucking internet prize. And 2 guys did it. One guy just hacked his cock clean off. The other guy tied his dick up till it got all purple, and then he cut it off. So
that's a good method.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It is.
Is that how you do it if you had to cut your cock off, Eldest?
Yeah, that's very strategic. Like, just kind of, basically you're numbing it.
Yep.
Then you don't feel the shit once you
It's
actually
the
do
ultimate
it.
stranger. Just numbing your dick and then chopping it off. Sitting on your hand and then picking up a knife and cutting your dick off.
So that guy's laughing to the bank.
That's exactly right. But hell yeah, man. But no, I'm fine now. Yeah, so I would watch those.
Your internet use has gone back to normal, you'd say?
Yeah, I think. Like, I try to think about how I became. And them videos probably helped a little bit. It was also, our childhood.
Sure,
like,
sure.
I don't know, like, Dad left me in a hot car when I was 4. And, that was the first kind of bit of, like, panic I felt. And now I have an anxiety disorder.
Oh, fuck, that's awesome. So you think Dad caused it by putting you in a hot car?
That was the beginning for sure. I woke up. I had overalls. I was 4. Cute little,
the Oshkosh Bagosh overalls.
Yeah, Mom dressed me up all cute.
Yeah.
And I was with Dad just by myself for one day. I don't know why. I was tired. I woke up in a parking lot, windows up. Okay.
So you were sleeping and Dad probably thought, like, I don't want to disturb him.
Yeah.
But he left you in a hot car with the windows up.
Yeah, and he went to some, like, lumber supply store or some bullshit. And I woke up, and it must have only been, like, 5-10 minutes.
Sure, but still.
But I had pissed myself. I was crying, so... He came back. He was looking really good through the window of me losing it. He opened it up, saw that I, sold myself. Yeah. And but it's okay. He fixed it really quick. We went home. He changed my pants, took me to Dunkin' Donuts, and got me one of them bow tie donuts.
A classic,
And,
our favorite.
Yep.
Everybody in the family loves the bow ties.
And then I just sat in a chair while he, made tables and stuff at his little shop there.
And you were cool the rest of the day?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, but...
Any other moments of panic from childhood you remember?
Well, we were talking about the time we were in that...
Yeah, Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah,
we
Wildwood.
talked about that.
Yeah, we got
Eldest, were you ever abandoned in a hot car?
No, never been it. I remember like getting lost in the mall a couple times. That's kind of scary.
Oh, I got lost at Six Flags.
Ooh.
I was following... I thought Dad had a red shirt on, so for 20 minutes I was following this bald guy with a red shirt.
And it was a different guy?
And I turned around, it was a different guy.
Damn.
Yeah, and I went to Six Flags a couple months ago because my wife's Australian, so we do a lot of corny Americana type shit that people take for granted.
Like if you went to Australia, you'd be hanging out with kangaroos.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Can I go see the quokkas or whatever?
Yeah.
So we took her to Six Flags, and I realized now, so when I was a kid, I went to some guy who was operating one of those fucking side games that are like a racket,
Yeah. When you were a kid, you went to him to be
I was like, I'm lost. And he had a fucking megaphone. He was like, oh, there's a lost kid. And I realized going back now, that guy was probably 19 years old.
Yeah.
Having no idea what the fuck to do.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny who you think is an authority figure, and then you look back and it's like almost no one. First of all, everyone is way younger than you realize when
I
you're a
know.
kid,
It's fucked
and then
up.
even the of age ones are probably pretty fucking stupid.
I know, dude.
Like
So.
it'd be so funny to be able to like meet, like think of your teachers, and then be able to go back in time and talk to them as they were the age when you had them, and you just
I
see
know.
like. It's like 25-year-olds
It's
are
wild.
teachers. Just some of the dumbest people of all time. Or just you just trust your children with them.
At the same time, there are a few teachers I can think of who I'd like to go back and see what kind of dick they're sucking.
Yeah.
See how they're getting fucked.
Sure.
Right.
Well, that's not what I said at all. I didn't really. I just said go talk to them.
Your
and
mind's in
stuff.
the gutter, buddy.
So how would you go about? Do you think you go back in time and you're just allowed to spy on any person? I was saying you go have a conversation with them. You would have to go back in time and you would just use get binoculars and look at your teachers, or would you try and fuck them?
I probably wouldn't want to stalk them, except you kind of remove a layer of guilt when it comes to stalking when you're already
Sure.
getting time travel involved. You're like, I'm not even.
You're a voyeur to the whole time,
Yeah.
to the era.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not even of this reality. You're kind of like guardian angel kind of thing. It's closer to being a guardian angel.
Guardian angel. You say you're your third grade teacher's guardian angel while you're beating off to her sucking cock. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'd see that. I'd be like, wow, maybe they were even a better teacher than I realized at the time.
Okay, well,
So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's cool, man.
Now, would you try and fuck a teacher?
yeah, of course.
Is there anyone in particular you'd try and fuck that comes to mind? I got a couple. Well, I have one for sure.
Yeah, I got one for sure.
Yeah. Which?
Okay.
Who was it? Say her name.
I should even get into it. Well, there was one teacher from middle school.
Yeah.
I think she was an English teacher.
Okay.
And I just remember like she was just like this tiny blonde woman with some big ass titties. So that was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
She just she was always dressed like, super professional, super awesome.
Yep.
Was like fun and cool, but like didn't take any shit. So
Yeah, you respected her too.
it was just awesome.
And she had huge tits.
And she had like huge tits for her tiny frame.
That
was sick.
One of the
Nice.
best setups in the world.
So I guess I'd go back in time and try to see her sucking dick in her 20s or however old she was back.
So in this scenario, you'd be like a phantom type of entity, kind of floating over her, getting tagged in the
Yeah,
ass or
because the thing
whatever.
is, it's if you're not some kind of supernatural phantom, you'd still be you, one of the least graceful, least secretive. The
Yeah.
idea of you trying to sneak around someone is hysterical to me. You would be Elvis in the trees.
Yeah.
Would you take a year of train? All right, how about this? You're already going back in time, so time doesn't really matter so much.
No, it does not.
Would you take a year of your life to do like ninja training to be able to sneak around? Now you would age, so you would lose that year. You're not around loved ones. You're not around your wife. You're not around your friends. But no one else would feel it. But you would age 1 year, so you're living one less year. And you would do this ninja training to be able to watch your middle school English teacher suck dick.
Okay, well, since we got time travel involved anyway,
Yeah.
I would go back in time. I would enroll in ninja training class, and I would use the time machine
No,
fast forward to the end of the training.
That wasn't
No,
the
that's
scenario.
not.
Accepting.
First of all, the ninja training happens in some kind of quasi place in between the times.
Yeah.
Okay? It's kind of like the hyperbaric time
Exactly. I was
chamber
thinking
in
that
Dragon
same
Ball
thing.
Z. You don't get there's no ninja class in any kind of time that you enroll. The whoever operates the time machine would offer you the ability to be able to be to have ninja training, ninja voyeur training, because as you said, we're all voyeurs to time, right? So they're like, we want you as sneaky as possible. We don't want the butterfly effect happening, so we need you to be fucking lithe and ready to move around. And there's certain technologies that I don't even understand right now that they would let you use, and cloaking devices and the like.
Yeah.
So would you enroll in that to be able but you would lose a year of your life.
I hate to dead end this hypothetical, but I guess if I would have to actually spend a year living through the ninja training, I'd probably say no.
Wow.
Because it wouldn't be that worth it to see this teacher fuck.
Okay, whatever.
If I could just go back
you come
and see
back,
her fuck,
so you take the
if I could go back and see her fuck and just like, you know, I don't need to see some big show. I'm thinking like a 10-minute time machine excursion. We keep it cool and sweet, and I can be like, nice, those titties are awesome.
But you're thinking that you would just be placed in the perfect situation to view her sucking dick. No, you just wake up and your family's home, the home you grew up in Owings Mills, Maryland. You're outside nude in the bushes, and you have to figure everything else out. You don't want any training. You think you right now could watch her suck dick? You're out of your mind. And let's not even we even gotten into the fact that this ninja training has real life application. Sure, you lose a year of your life, but you come back. Everyone thinks you're 34. You happen to be 35, but you're sneakier.
Yeah, you can
you're
be a
still
burglar.
close. You're slightly less fat. It's not like some kind of weight loss thing. You're a little less fat, but you have better core strength. Sure. You know, they've repaired your weird flat feet.
Sure.
Like they make you the optimal version of yourself, and then you can build from there after that.
Okay, I'm a
And
little
they
more
cut your
open.
cock off too.
Afterwards, they slice 1 inch of your cock off, and it scabs over. But you still have a cock, but it's slightly shorter.
Right, and it's nasty looking.
It does look fucked up.
I was about to say I'm a little more open to it,
And that's just for you. Everyone else can keep their cock.
but with the whole cock thing in the equation, I'm back to a hard no. It just wouldn't be worth it.
Let's balance it out. The ninjutsu master tags you in the ass every night too.
I don't think every night.
Okay, every once a week.
Once a month, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. We'll settle for once a month.
Once a
You
month,
get to
maybe,
keep
and
your
he,
cock.
and he has to be gentle.
You get to keep your cock. He's gentle 11 out of the 12 times.
I don't want any tearing or anything.
One time he
crazy
does
like
get
that.
a little out of hand, but he
Okay.
apologizes and he goes away. And he's even gentler the next 2 times as a result.
That's nice.
So, okay, we've decided.
Okay, I guess I'll say yes.
Eldest
Those are the terms.
So to just kind of put a bow on it, Eldest would go back in time to watch his middle school teacher with big tits suck dick and receive a year of ninja training in the gray nether time zone and get his ass fucked 12 times once a month by the ninjutsu master
Yep.
who's training him.
This is why I'm a master negotiator. You can't get one over on me.
This is probably what the Missouri Compromise felt like to be in that room.
That's fair, man. Oh, fuck.
Hells yeah, man. That was cool.
Well, I'm
man.
glad we got to the bottom of that. That's an important
I love
question.
my buddy Eldest, man. He's a wild guy.
What are your first memories of Eldest? Did you and Eldest ever hang out solo early?
Not really. I just kind of remembered him, you know, giant head, fucking a little taller than everyone else. Like weird, you know, I was small. I was a little kid. I thought he was a real weird guy. I did. But the older we got, it was, you know, I think by the time he was like 12, he was just really fun to be around.
Yeah.
I do remember a phase where, like, when you were really young, like, you just did not like me for like a few months. Every time I'd be over, we'd be like chilling, eating crepes in the kitchen or something. I remember one time we were eating crepes in the kitchen. You just kept like mocking me and like mocking as like you repeat everything I was saying and like an annoying little kid ass way.
I don't remember that. That rules. I'm so glad I did that.
That's so fucking funny. What do you think? We were 9 and he was like 7?
Yeah,
Something like
probably
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
I'm so glad I did that. I don't remember it at all. I got to be honest, but that rules, man.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
you come into my house pissing me off. You know, I'm gonna teach you something. So
Because Nick was always very hospitable.
yeah, nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. And I always found great hospitality at the Sula household, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, later on it was great when I growed up. Hells yeah.
Yeah, because you guys would even just hang out.
Yeah.
When I wasn't even in the
Yeah.
picture. You would go like spend the night in Owings Mills.
Yep. sneak bottles in the basement, drink a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I would make some eggs, you feel me?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That was a
You
nice
guys would
time.
record your rap project.
Yeah, we were creative, man. I'm a Renaissance type guy, but
That's true. And we should say, by the way, thank you to everyone who came out to the Welcome to Hell, the show. It went. It was crazy. It was a big success.
It was great.
A lot of people bought some nice art. We're gonna try and do that more. We want to do some. We want to do a New York version. We want to do an LA version. So if you have a little gallery where we could fit. And in the future, I didn't do too much stand-up at this one, but in the future, I think I'll also do a full stand-up show and just kind of work on some material and stuff. So if you want to host some kind of show/art gallery opening, holler at us. And if you actually want to, if you can display the artwork over time and not just a one-night thing, that'd be fucking cool too.
Hells yeah.
And we also want to do something where people can buy, maybe the next Bros episode, we should have some artwork and auction it off live to callers.
Okay.
Maybe we should do some kind of. We'll attempt that next time.
Yeah.
But it was great. I appreciate you guys. Eldest was there too.
Eldest came straight from Atlantic City.
Being a good guy, helping out when he didn't have to, lugging around.
That was beautiful. You were just on the ball that night. You were locked
cool,
in.
Man. I was locked
in a beautiful way.
Thank you for one night only. Yeah, man. So I made a halfway decent little nut. That was good.
Yep.
Because I was sweating there for a little bit.
Yeah.
A guy like me who I've had them jobs, and I don't feel like being livestock anymore. So because I don't feel like being livestock, I suffer financially because, well, you have to be a fuck nut and work in an office or whatever, retail, to just survive.
Of course.
So I made a halfway decent nut. It felt good. And then 2 days later, I woke up in a cold sweat, shivering, and my arm hurting. And I look at my arm, and this just is on my arm.
It just appeared.
No recollection of it.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you just woke up shivers. You couldn't move this arm?
It was just stinging.
It just hurt.
It was stinging real bad.
And you think that's a good sign?
I don't know. I guess so. I woke my wife up.
And by the way, for those just listening and those not viewing, George has a tattoo on his forearm now that says, "God loves me." And that's what appeared on his arm after he woke up in a cold sweat.
Yeah, so I woke my wife up in the middle of the night screaming, "Look at this, look at this. What's happening to me? I'm cold, I'm shaking. Like, I need help.
Yeah.
And then she was like, Jose did that. You don't remember? I was like, what, who?
Oh, so you just kind of forgot. But
I don't know. But she said Jose did that.
Gave you a tattoo.
She was like, "We've gotten tattoos from him before. You don't remember?" She's trying to shake me out of it. And I was like, "I do not remember that at all. That we did that."
So she was probably lying to you.
I think she was lying. She said my friend Jose. Jose Vigo. He's a cool guy, tattoo guy, nice guy, down Pigtown, Baltimore.
Okay.
And we've done business with him as well before, but
you have no memory.
I have absolutely no memory.
And you think it was God's hand, not Jose's.
God or the devil, but hopefully it was God. Because a weeks ago, I've been thinking maybe it's the devil this whole time fucking with me,
really?
Trying to make a fool of me. Walking around.
No.
I've been walking around on Earth talking about I'm a prophet. And, bringing a big cross to things.
So you think it's possible this has been the devil's handiwork the whole time?
I think so, because I felt really good the first couple months. I felt prophet-like. And I've been a little jaded this past month, I will admit. And, maybe prophets even question the Lord too, but I've been really jaded.
What has the Lord done to question you?
Just my life's been a little harder than before, like, especially the art show, man. It was so good, and then the next day, it's like, oh my God. I have to take out the trash? What? I have to fucking what? Go what? Fill my car up with gas?
So the mundane kind of rhythms of life have kind of started to wear you down.
A little bit, yeah, and I
chores.
And I do go to therapy. And I told my therapist that I'm feeling just jaded by life. And I said, what can I do? to just kind of feel better. And she said, put it in a song. Put everything you feel in a song.
Really?
And it's like, you know, maybe like a 10 to 20 second thing.
Okay. Do you have it for us?
But yeah, so I would like to say this. She said she said, say it out loud.
Okay.
You know, perform it, and after that, it'll wash away.
It's gone.
Yes.
So you chose Stavvy's World for the
I
place
did,
to
and it's like 10 to
perform
20
it.
seconds. So
Take your time. No, this is great. Do you need anything from us? Any music?
absolutely not.
Nothing. Okay.
So I've thought of all the lyrics are original, the melody's original.
Okay, great.
So here we go, guys. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. There's a place in time and space called planet Earth. What a joke. The government don't tell us shit. And that's some bullshit. If you ask me, we all live in a capitalist machine. They crush our tiny dreams and pump us full of cream. We all live in a capitalist machine. They crush our tiny
Elders,
dreams
stop laughing,
and pump
please.
us full of cream.
Elders, come on.
So, yeah, dude, Jesus.
I'm sorry, George.
It's
That
all
Elders
right,
was
man.
laughing.
But did you guys hear it, though, at least?
I missed it because Elders was laughing. Could you do it one more time?
Absolutely, man. So, like I said,
And Elders, please.
That's my
Please.
bad. That's my bad.
it's all right. Here we go. There's a place in time and space called planet Earth. What a joke. The government don't tell us shit.
Wow.
And that's some bullshit. If you ask me, we all live in a capitalist machine. They crush your tiny dreams and pump us full of cream. We all live in a capitalist machine. They crush your tiny dreams and pump us full of cream. So
Wow.
there you go, man.
That's fucking incredible.
And it does feel better.
Do you feel better?
I do. I really do, man. I do feel a lot better. So that was good. That was good.
That is really good, man.
Thanks, dude.
And it feels good. I wasn't even a part of that, but just hearing it
Yeah.
felt good to have those.
That's awesome.
Hey, did you share that with your therapist yet, or no?
I have not. And maybe I won't now because, you know, now that I did it and it's out in the world, maybe I don't have to.
You don't have to.
And I can just tell her I did it. I did what you said, and I feel good. So
That's awesome.
but we'll see.
That was a catchy tune too.
Thanks, man.
I
I
know.
thought of it.
How did that come to you?
I just thought of it, man.
That was
I have no idea. I swear to God, I have no idea how I
that
came
was
up with it.
fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Are you mocking me? I can't even tell.
No, that was awesome.
Okay.
That's-
Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. and you know, it's important to kind of get that stuff out because you don't want to eat away at you.
Exactly, man. I don't want to resort to being a bad boy, you know?
And have you had any other signs that it might be the devil instead of God leading you or anything like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, there are some things where I feel like God has really helped me. Like, you know, when I was younger, I'm Greektown Dundalk, you know, it was just kind of customary to buy pills off the street and crush them and snort them.
Right.
And I don't do that anymore. And look at all the people overdosing on fentanyl.
That's true.
So maybe God loves me for that because I did buy numerous of those pills.
You did miss out on that.
Numerous.
You did. Your pill consumption days were right before fentanyl.
It really was,
And
yeah.
so even a couple years later, you're looking tough.
Yeah, and even God, you know, maybe God gave me that little halfway addiction because my parents didn't believe in, you know, medicine and therapy back then.
Right.
And I was depressed.
Right.
And so I would go to my friend, oh, man, I feel bad, dude. And he
Is
goes
there
like,
anything we can do?
sounds like you need a Xanax, man. I'd be, oh, I'd love to, but I heard them scripts is hard to get. Oh, no, what's his name down Armstead Gardens by the 7-Eleven got him. We can go right now. And I'll go, oh, for real? Okay. So we would drive down there.
Yeah.
Right on Pulaski Highway. I'd get me a little bag.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but then he'd run out. Or he'd be, you know, hard to him for
Sure,
him to get
sure.
Xanax. So a week or two, I go, man, I feel like shit again. And I go, what's his name? Don't got him, but what's his name over down Highlandtown got perk 30s.
Okay, not quite a Xanax.
And then I'd go, well, okay, and
Yeah.
snort that.
And how were you getting money for these pills?
I did work at Panera Bread for a little bit. So a lot of my Panera Bread money would go to that.
Yeah.
And saving a little bit, but yeah, man, so that wasn't that good. But what are you going to do? So maybe God gave me that addiction. And,
Yep. And to meet some interesting, colorful characters.
oh, my God.
You know, when you're buying pills at 7-Eleven, I'm sure you made some strong connections.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared a little bit, I'll be honest. And there was a time, I think I was 2021, I did randomly know a lot of people who could get, like, scary amounts of drugs. Just because I was, you know, a harmless guy who was always on time and, you know, like, never flaked and shit. So that was good. I ended up knowing where to get sheets of acid, and DMT. That was Dundalk. That's all the psychedelic shit was.
It was
like,
Dundalk. Interesting.
Just white kind of maniacs who had just gotten out of the mental hospital because they take too much of their own drugs.
Right. But they would make it themselves?
They would just know how to get it, dude.
Gotcha.
So like one time we waited outside this kid's house for 3 hours after we talked to him on the phone just to get like a bunch of acid, and he would keep like looking out of his window right at us. And we'd be just sitting there like, dude, all we want is fucking acid. Like, and he thought, I don't know what he thought we were, like cops or something. And it's like he knew us already. And we'd already fucking hung out and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Just pull down the blinds and you can see his eyes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then one of my friends like called our other guy who knows him and was like, hey, what's going on with him, man? Like. And then the dude was like, "Oh, dude, he just got out of the fucking psych ward like 2 weeks ago. Who just like smoked. Who knows what he smoked or took whatever. Just fried his own brain." So that's probably what happened. We did get the acid though, so that was good, man. But yeah, man.
Where does he rank on your favorite dealers that you ever dealt with?
Well, my favorite was a man who sold us laced weed for 2 years. I didn't know it was laced until much later.
Yeah.
But I mean, I knew him by his nickname, so maybe I could just say it.
Yeah, probably.
His name was Negro. Okay. He was like a Honduran man, I believe, and he was a cool guy. He got deported twice, showed back up twice in Baltimore. Okay, just a resilient guy. Very resilient.
Yeah, that's the thing. People say immigrants are lazy. Not this guy.
No, sir.
He kept coming into the country illegally to sell, mids with Raid sprayed on them.
Yeah, he would sell $10 baggies of mid, and we would get so fucking high. And for like months, we were like, man, we don't know where he gets it, but his weed is on point. And then like a little while, I don't know when, but our friend came in who's in jail now. Hope he gets out soon.
Yeah, free him.
He was in the car, and I was like, dude, why is Negro's like weed so good? And he's like, oh, yeah, he sprinkles some of the coke he sells on it. Like simple as pie, he said it. I was like, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So I'm becoming addicted to nicotine because of the blunts. And maybe cocaine a little bit.
Yeah.
For months and months we smoked this guy's weed.
Yeah.
But he's still my favorite because he was just a chill guy.
And it sounds like it was a pretty good deal, too.
A great deal. Big, fat, fucking goddamn nuggets for $10.
$10. You can't beat that. Yeah. You have to respect someone who has their own little recipe.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what makes his weed better? It's like, well, the secret is a little cocaine. Like it's nutmeg. It's like, why is my pasta sauce so good? You'll never believe it's cinnamon. Like, what? I know. It's like, yeah, you think you want to chill out with weed, but just a little coke goes a long way on a fucking dime bag.
God damn it.
That's crazy. That's a crazy move for a drug dealer because that is not a cost effective little.
That's what I'm saying.
Personalizing.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking pride in what he does.
Yeah.
He's going the extra mile to get you even more hooked on his weed.
Yeah, true.
With a you know, although who knows, it might be like residue from cooking crack.
Yeah, it could have been like
that's
just the
probably clustered up what we're dealing with.
Like it was probably 98% baking soda.
Probably so stepped on.
He wasn't cracking open a brick of fresh Colombian.
No.
By no means was that what was going on.
Is it bad when you said you found out he was spraying? I was like, oh God, well who knows what could have been in that? And you said coke, and I was like, nice.
Yeah, true.
Now it's like pretty cool.
Now it's like whatever.
People loved Raid was literally what people sprayed weed with.
That's
Like
so
they would
crazy.
spray with bug spray, or a move that I sold a little weed here and there. A move if you wanted to be a dirtbag, which I never did because I had integrity, is you would get like one of those misters, like a spray bottle, and you would just like plump up your nugs because if they were a little dried out, you'd put a little, and that way they felt fresh and they felt stickier,
And they were heavier too.
and they were
right?
heavier. So you would just like
pay more.
it was like a gram of water or whatever, and people would just pay so much more.
That's so funny.
My favorite was we had my buddy, I won't say his name, but in college he sold weed, and this was back in the era where, there was mids, of course, and there was headies.
Yep.
And then in between was something called KB, kind bud, which I have no idea why it was not. It was considered a little better than mids, a little better than heads, or a little worse than heads. And somebody just gave him like a bunch of weed that was like, we couldn't tell exactly. It didn't knock us out. It wasn't like heads or whatever. And he was like, I don't know what to call it. I was like, dude, just call it Maryland Green. And he was like, nice. Maryland Green. He was like, that's such a fake ass name. He was like, I don't know. I was like, just call it something like that. And so he was like, all right, I'll think about it. And then he was gonna buy like another bunch of weed from this other guy who gave us a little taste of KB or whatever, and it had like little red flakes in it, and he was like, what's this called? And the guy was like, it's called Arizona Red. And we were like, oh, this guy's just making up his fucking weed names too. We fucking lost it.
That's fucking awesome.
He's doing very well for himself now, I must say.
Good for him.
My former weed selling friend. I won't give out any more details, but that was one of my fondest memories of.
Proud of him.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
One time we got like just this ridiculous amount of weed. We all like put a bunch of money into it, and we're like, we're gonna sell it, man. We're gonna make so much money. And we went to Dundalk. I don't even know how much it was. It was a lot. It was like more than an ounce. But back then, that was like scary to drive around with that.
Of course, dude. Yeah.
And it was like, it looked cool. Like it wasn't just some like Mexican brickweed.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we'll just call it like Egyptian Kush or something.
Yeah.
Like people were calling like, hey, you got some of that Egyptian Kush? I'm just like, that's actually funny. You can just say whatever.
You can call weed whatever you want.
It's like now in the strains like Gorilla Glue and fucking Blueberry Gelato. It's like, okay, it could be named anything.
We need a Stavvy's World strain.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, we really got to make that.
Yeah.
Go
Eldest cum weed.
Eldest cum.
Yeah.
It's the worst taste. It's brown shriveled up weed.
Eldest nut weed. To have a whole line of them.
That doesn't even sound like marketably good, to be honest.
It really, really doesn't.
Stav's little as dick weed.
No.
No. Eldest huge dick.
No.
We can workshop it later.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ideas.
I don't think the ideas sounded too good that I just heard. But.
Definitely don't want eldest cum weed. Because it'll taste horrible.
Albanian Vacation. That's a good weed name.
That's actually not bad.
That is kind of good. Yeah.
All right, I'll give you credit.
Good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun times, man.
The good old Greektown.
Good old just trying anything.
Because the thing is, you didn't go to college. You went to community college, but you never left Greektown.
Yeah,
so it was like, well, everybody else was getting fucked up, and like I was at UMBC, Nick was at Frostburg, Eldest was in College Park, getting his little at the radio station parties, at the radio station mixers, getting no pussy.
Brutal days.
Yeah.
Doing college radio stations like being in a frat where no one gets pussy. Like 2 guys get pussy. Nice.
Yeah, 2 guys get pussy, and later on he would not beat the groomer allegations. That's what college radio's like. Like some guy his girlfriend is someone he started tutoring.
God damn.
He was like, have you ever heard of Depeche Mode?
All I ever wanted, all I ever need. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, I never left, man. I really didn't.
So you had to have your little your little rebellious phase out on the streets of Greektown.
Dude, I was kind of halfway tripping too. Like, I don't think, well, Nick would come around every now and then, and I'd come home. Like, Mom would call. She'd be like, Nick's home, and I'd be like high on whatever, just kind of like stumbling at 3 p.m. I'd be like, what's up, Nick? Like this. Like, what's up, dude? And we just eat whatever. Fucking shrimp and rice, like, or whatever. But, no,
Mom did love that Old Bay shrimp.
No, it was crazy. It was fun though, because everyone was gone, so it was like just all the dudes from like elementary school that like never left. And it was just me and all of them. Like,
everyone who didn't go to college.
And yeah, dude, it was honestly fun. Like, it was scary too sometimes.
Yes, of
like,
course.
You would go to parties, and it's just like, you know, there'd be people with guns in the parties, and like, like people who didn't like each other just staring at each other the whole time.
And
like,
know they have guns.
Yeah, and everyone's just like drinking and kind of looking at both of them and shit. And you're just like, oh god, what the fuck? And like my one friend one time was like, we were at the mall, we were about to go to a party that same night, and he was like, hey George, man, I gotta ask you something. Like, if it comes down to it, like, you got my back, yo, right? And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, like naturally or whatever, but you know, like, not if you're gonna start some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
if something happens, I will support my friend, but not if you're planning to do something fucking stupid.
Like, if you get sucker punched, I'd try to help you out, but like, And he was like, all right, whatever. And then like, we were in the party, and everyone's getting fucked up, and I'm sitting on a wall, just like really fucked up. And he comes next to me, like kind of sweating. The same kid from the mall. I was like, what the fuck? What? And then like 3 dudes come up from like the other neighborhood where the projects are. What are they called?
Armistead Gardens?
No, the one's right by us.
O'Donnell Heights?
Oh, O'Donnell Heights. And the guy was like, I seen you take your knife out on me, yo, to my friend. And I was like right next to me. And I'm like, this guy now is going to shoot both of us because you're sitting right next to me. And because I told him I had his back at the mall, he came to find me. And that was scary, dude. But like literally the cops came like 2 minutes later. It was a
so
fucked up party.
Yeah.
There was like 200 people at this party. Some kid.
Where was it?
Just in the heart of fucking Dundalk, dude.
Oh my god.
Like the ABC streets. You know where that is? Like, it's like really deep into Dundalk. And it's basically as bad as like East Baltimore. It's just fucked up. Yeah, and some kid passed out there, and like they picked him up and threw him out because it was like the middle of winter, and he woke up like the cold saved his life.
Wow, holy shit!
And then he went on Facebook the next day, and he wrote that party was to die for, LMAO. Like he didn't even give a fuck that he almost died.
What happened with the kid who came back and he told your friend he saw him pull the knife out?
Well, after like the cops came, everyone left. I never saw that kid again.
What did your friend do? He robbed him with a knife?
Dude, I asked him like a couple days later. I don't think he was being honest with me. I was like, dude, did you really pull a knife out on that guy? Like, come on, dude. He's like, nah, man, he's full of shit, dude. Like, he's full of fucking shit, man. Don't believe that motherfucker, man. And I'm like, dude, all right.
Whatever you say, man.
Yeah, because like, you know, you grow up with your friends and you love them and stuff, but like, some of them were stealing cars and like motorcycles, and like 2 days later we would all hang out, like kids who had regular jobs. Like the only thing that brought us together was we went to elementary school together. And some of them sold crack and like were robbing people, just like. And I worked at Panera Bread. And my other friend was just the other Greek kid that stayed in. You know who I'm talking about? Big S, we could call him.
Of course.
He was, you know, he wasn't doing any fucked up shit either, so it would just be like us two, and then like kids we all grew up with just being grimy as shit, basically. And like,
that's so funny.
So
people are like they're selling crack, and you're just like, I have some Captain Crunch bagels for us, guys. I have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch bagels.
Yeah,
we can all enjoy.
The police would always stop us. We were just walking around, and like they'd be like, I know one of you guys are taking dirt bikes. I don't know who it is, but one of you guys are. But it was two of them that we knew in that group were taking dirt bikes. They're like, I don't know. I really don't. I'm sorry.
One time there was one cop who like, didn't he like break some skateboard?
Oh shit!
He took some kid's skateboard and broke it, and it was like an early. It wasn't like crazy police brutality, but he he did some light police.
It was like a
brutality.
viral video at the time.
Yeah.
Like it got like 2 million views, and back then that was like
That was
a
crazy.
lot.
The Inner Harbor one?
Yeah, the Inner Harbor one.
Yeah.
And,
Didn't you get arrested by that guy? He picked you up and just brought you home?
He did some weird shit. So like basically you find out when that video came out, they sent him to Greektown to do like light work bullshit. And they were just kind of like just patrol and like, you know, don't make
anything.
problems for yourself while you're under investigation.
Yeah.
And like we were on Rapola Street, which is nicknamed Trapola. At least back when I was there.
Trapola Street, of course.
You know, very cool guys living there. And
That's where some kid from College Park came to hang out. And he just when we all used to hang out on that porch, this kid from College Park came, and instead of coming to the porch, we see him go into a trap house and come out and be like, "I just smoked crack." He was like this kid who like grew up in Vermont and like was in College Park.
that kid was a maniac.
He was out of his fucking mind. He would go on to
remember that.
smoke crack and become kind of a gay prostitute out of nowhere.
Did
That's
his
a
thing.
fucking lunatic right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that cop, we were on a porch there, like 10 of us,
Mm-hmm.
just smoking and drinking stuff. And I was 17 or 18, and like I hadn't really drank that much before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wasn't like drinking back then, and that was the first night I really got drunk as shit.
oh really?
Yeah, and I smoked weed too, so I was like crossfaded or
course.
whatever. Just way too fucked up to be dealing with this situation. And the cop who was in trouble came driving down. He was like, "What are you guys doing?" or whatever.
Couldn't help himself.
Yeah, and of course a lot of my friends were like, "Dude, just leave us the fuck
Yeah,
alone."
fuck you, you fucking pig. Smoking weed with crack in the house, antagonizing a police officer.
Like the guy whose house it was like, "This is my fucking porch. These are my friends. We ain't off the porch."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
"This is my
Like
property,"
the
type
floor is
shit.
lava. Like he thinks like he's safe as long as he's on his porch.
Yeah. So like there was like 10 of us, and the cop was just being a dick.
Yeah.
Because really we weren't doing shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we were, you know, whatever.
You were just hanging out on a porch
Yeah.
ultimately.
And some of us are getting kind of fucking like nervous. Like, the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
So like me and 2 other guys, ZK and JW, blonde-haired guy with blue eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
We start walking, and we're all fucked up, and like we're whispering and shit. But at this time, this fucking cop reverses and starts following us. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So these 2 have done this kind of shit before.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? I know this for a fact. I never have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, one of them's like, "You know the drill." I'm like, "What? Like, what drill?" And he was like, "We split up 3 directions."
Yeah.
Like, it's harder for him to catch all of us. And I was
Yeah.
like, the fuck? So they start running, and like one of them, like, you know, jumps a fence effortlessly. He's like gone in the woods. Like another dude jumps over a fence, like goes over top of fucking like a little balcony and like the other side. And I'm watching them and shit. So I have like a 4-second late start because I'm like mesmerized by these assholes' ability to like escape. And I'm drunk and high as shit. So I just start running down the block like an asshole. Yeah. And of course the cop's on me now. Like chasing me and shit. And I'm trying to run and fucking do shit. But I'm so fucked up. I'm drunk. I'm high. Like I have no energy. It's like 12 a.m. or some shit.
You just want to go home and sleep.
Yeah. So I stop. I'm like right on Tona Street. I just give up. I sit down.
You sat down.
I swear to God, I was so
walking.
tired. And he ran out and he's like, "Don't fucking move," or whatever. Like, "Stay right there." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going anywhere. Trust me." Like, I was just sitting like this. And he's like, "Give me your wallet," right? And then he sees my name. He sees that I'm Greek.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the Southeast Division in Baltimore,
Sure.
like, I don't know if this guy thought my dad was a judge or a cop,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So he didn't want a chance arresting the wrong kid.
Right.
Little did he know, my dad is a half-suicidal, in-debt carpenter that had no pull with nobody. So he was like, "Oh, you're Greek? What are you doing hanging out with all these words I shouldn't repeat?"
Oh my God.
For numerous races. Okay.
Jesus Christ. This is a cop under investigation. Feels free to just say slurs. Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
God damn.
And I, mumbled something. They're my friends, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have your ID. Come meet me at your house. And I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
So he has my ID, and if I don't go to my house, I'm thinking he's going to knock on the door, tell my mom that I did something
which he did
up.
do, I believe.
Yeah, but if I wasn't there, she'd maybe think I was like, give her even more anxiety. So I was like, this is the only thing I can do is
he backed you into a corner.
Walk to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And he knocked on the door. It was so fucking weird. He had me sit in the living room on a chair with mom and like dad there, and then our yaya comes down too, and I'm like, this is so fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like getting high with my buddies.
It's midnight, dude.
Yeah. And then he said some shit like he was hanging out with known criminals, guys who armed robbery type shit.
Yeah.
And then, it was so fucked up. And then the next day, I wake up and I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, who are you hanging out with or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like, I named off all the kids she knew.
Yeah.
And she was just like, well, don't get yourself in that situation. Like,
Yeah,
she didn't know
yeah.
what to say,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
I was like, I'll try not to, but it didn't stop nothing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Also, that's just so. Why did your friends even split up? They just didn't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
They were
I
just
mean,
like,
honestly, now at least one of them is a sociopath. From just
Yeah.
one of them for sure has issues in his head.
Yeah.
So you realize some of your friends really don't give a fuck about you.
Of
and
course.
Over time, the ones that still hang out are the good guys. There's like
course, but
3 of
17.
them out of like 12 who I still hang out with.
Yeah.
But nah, that was cool. That was a wild fucking ride.
Yeah, dude.
Thank God I'm white. What can I say?
Truly.
For real.
That guy. Yeah, I guess that's true. Why did your friends fucking run? Is because like who knows what he would have done.
Yeah. If I was 4 shades darker, he'd lop my head right off as soon as I sat down on the sidewalk.
God damn.
But yeah, dude, that's what I was on when you guys were achieving higher learning.
Yeah.
Being a bad guy.
Well, I got kicked out of school for smoking weed too.
Yeah, I remember that. That was so funny.
That was fucking annoying, but
yeah.
While you were doing that, I was just depressed in my room, drinking Carlo Rossi wine out of 7-Eleven cups.
Yeah, dude.
God, what a fucking horrible time. Anyway, folks, look, that's a little. With all these Halkias Bros episodes, we're just trying to give you a little extra color into everyone's life. And you got a nice little taste of what 17 looked like for our friend George over here. We found out if Eldest would go back in time, what stipulations Eldest would need to go back in time to watch his teacher suck dick. And I think it's time we shifted our focus and help you guys out.
Let's do it.
Take all this life experience from a life in Greek town and bring it to your problem. So, Eldest, why don't you play some fucking quotes for us, Chief?
Hey, Stav. My name's Richie.
No.
So here's the issue I'm having.
Just replay it.
Stav. My name's Richie. So here's the issue I'm having. So I don't know when it comes to talking to women if there is a certain code of conduct when it comes to texting them and how quickly you text them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my issue is that every time I look at my phone, if I see a notification, I'll respond to it. And sometimes I look at my phone a lot, especially at work. I'm a target manager, and I really kind of just fuck around sometimes, let's be honest. So my question to you is there a code of conduct on the amount of time you wait to text back somebody when you are first talking off the dating app? I matched with this girl off of Bumble, and that's really it. You need to make yourself be desired. All right, so Eldest, have a great one.
Classic age-old question.
Yeah.
What your response time and all this kind of stuff. Well, look, there's a couple things going on here. If it's a dating app, it's not someone you know. I personally am of the opinion that you really shouldn't be over-communicating before a date. That's kind of weird. If you've never met this person before, right? Like, I think it's a natural. You want to think of it almost as like a natural, like, ramping up process where it's like you kind of know, you kind of like talk enough to form a little connection, decide you want to go on a date, and then it's just kind of like after the date you can kind of ramp up again, but it should be kind of like a steady before the date thing. Don't overdo it. Just try and whatever. And then you go on a date. You still don't want to probably blow her up too much, but you can be in contact fairly regularly. You don't want to do anything you don't want to be like unnatural with it, but you also don't want to, if you're infatuated with someone, overdo it and like you don't want to immediately respond constantly. I think it's one of those things where, just enough to form a little bond at first, go on a date, feel the vibes out. Don't text right after the date. That's kind of weird. But, next day, if you want to just kind of like respond back to some little in-jokes that formed in the date or like, mention, just something you want to kind of like, you can get the ball rolling again. And then, I just think you kind of, there's no hard and fast rule, but it's a matter of like, you don't want to seem too, until you really know the person, until you've formed like something where it's like, oh, at least you have some kind of rapport. You don't want to, you want to be neither too distant or too needy. Yeah. I mean, it's as obvious as that sounds. It's like you don't want to be the guy that responds in 30 seconds every fucking time. Yeah. Unless you're one of those weird, sometimes there are these sociopaths that have read receipts on. Yeah. And they'll just like fucking immediately respond. Like you can text them and they'll immediately respond, or they will respond once they've read it, which is kind of straight. Like, that's on one level I respect it, but it doesn't sound like you're one of those guys. But
I think it's natural to like text someone really fast one time, and then you're doing something, and you see it 20 minutes later, and you text like just don't over text. Like if she doesn't respond back,
you don't want to be the double text. That's double triple texter. That's tough.
Yeah.
And by the way, go ahead, Eldest. You were gonna say something.
Oh, I was gonna say too. Like, don't give give yourself like enough time to like be clever over a long period of time over texting without like meeting the person first. Yeah. I've had like several scenarios where it's like awesome texting back and forth, but then you don't set a date up for 3 weeks, so that's fucking weird. You're like texting with this person for such a long time.
No.
And like getting chummy and shit, and like you haven't even met them, and then you meet them, and of course they're fucking weird, or you're weird, or you're a fucking loser, or or both. Usually you're a loser. Yeah. Usually it's more that.
Speaking from experience over there.
I feel like you got to treat texting like you just gotta treat it like you're a normal, polite person who has a life going on and that they're living.
Yeah.
And you don't have like time to fucking make intricate jokes with a person you never met or something.
Yeah, you definitely want, I think, meeting soon and keeping it really casual and low key. Like first date, don't even be in there necessarily thinking you're gonna get pussy. Look at it as like, do I actually connect to this person? And look, somebody wants to give you a little pussy after a great first date, don't say no. Right. But that shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be looking, you should just be like, do we even, it could be a short date too. It'd be like coffee, it could be like, a little happy hour drink, whatever, just catching a vibe for somebody. Yeah. And then it's like, don't double text or triple text is a good rule, because you naturally kind of understand the rhythms. If you even think you have to follow up at the early stages of dating, that person doesn't really give a fuck. Mm-hmm. It really is, unfortunately. It's like we can have all the rules we want, but everybody knows how it's going. Yeah. If you're getting blown off. And sometimes like, well, she might not like me that much, but I might be third in the roster, so maybe 1 and 2 might drop off, and I'm here to catch a little runoff pussy, right? But truly, if we really search our hearts, everyone kind of knows where you stand when you date. Unfortunately, you do. But sometimes you can just want it so bad, you convince yourself you don't know, or that it's more complicated than it is. Yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Always go to training camp. Just don't pull a hamstring. Okay?
Yep. Absolutely.
Stay in there. And don't let her see Richie is typing 10 times and it goes on and off.
That's
thinking
tough.
too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And let it simmer. I think if you do, I don't believe in like the hard and fast rules. I agree with you, Stav. Like, if you know, you know. I feel if you want to pick one rule to stick to in the hard way, like, yeah, just wait a couple hours to text back. You'll never.
It depends, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't want to spend all day. No one with a real life wants to spend all. You're not like a teenager anymore where you have nothing to do and you can text back constantly. You seem a little strange.
Yeah.
If you know whatever. If you're constant. If you're just like, and of course that all changes. Let's say it's been a few dates and it feels like you guys might at least date. Even if it's not super serious, you're feeling like, all right, this might be something.
Yeah.
Then that's a whole different. Once you're in even a casual relationship, these rules all completely change. But yeah, I'm with you. You don't have to be. You could give it, a little bit of time.
You could always let a text simmer a little.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I would say err on the side of letting it simmer rather than answering within 30 seconds. If I could only pick one, I would pick let it simmer over like let it answer right the fuck away.
That's fair.
You can answer right away sometimes, but hopefully you're out of this initial weird awkward phase sooner rather than later though. That's the goal.
Good luck, Richie.
Good luck, little Rich.
Stavvy, Kalimera.
Kalimera.
So listen,
Good morning.
I'm 31, and I've been on a few dates with this chick, and I really like her. She's beautiful. Like she looks like a young Sophia Loren.
Sophia Loren, what are you
for real.
fucking gay?
Really
What is this, a
smart,
closeted
funny,
gay man?
cool person.
She's so gorgeous. She looks like Audrey Hepburn.
Kalimera plus saying the Sophia Loren thing. I see the corniest Greek person in my life in my head.
You're right. Anyway, sorry. Go on, my
It's been a few days,
straight
but I
caller.
think we could potentially beautiful. Like she looks like a young Sophia Loren. For real, she's really smart, funny, cool person. It's just been a few dates, but I think we could potentially have a future together.
But have a future together.
But there's just one problem. She has like no ass.
Oh my god.
Like her build is very
Interesting.
slender,
He really wants
tall,
a nice ass. Huh?
and she has a beautiful body.
This guy.
But her ass is flat. And I know that you're like a big tits guy, but I'm an ass man.
An ass man, huh?
My question is, how can I get her to thicken up? I don't want to offend her.
This is crazy. Pause
but
this.
I need something to grab
This
on.
is fucking insane.
He sounds like a pussy guy to me.
He's been on a couple dates with this woman, and he's thinking about getting her to change her body.
That's crazy.
He's like, it's been a few dates. I could see a future, but I'm going to need her to have a fatter ass.
That's wild.
I mean, this is an insane thing to be thinking. This is fucking
Thinking
nuts,
way
dude.
too ahead. Like 2 dates.
Do you even know how she feels about you? And also, it's like, yeah, people have different bodies. What if she doesn't want to do... I guess he can finish, but...
She does work out, but I think mostly cardio. So how do I get her to like only do squats? Do I start feeding her? Do I just tell her directly? How do I get her to build up, like plump her rump? And side question, what do you prefer? Big tits and no ass, or no tits and big ass?
This...
Thank you, Stavvy.
Okay.
Love the pod.
I don't mean to continuously say someone is closeted, right? But this does feel like either closeted or wildly immature, because they're both the ways like a little boy thinks of sex, right? Because that's the last time a gay guy even felt straight was when no one had a sexuality, and everyone's like, "Girl," you know what I mean? Like, I like big boobs or no butt, or no boobs or no and big butt.
Oh, fuck.
Now, look, personally, I will take big ass titties and no ass, whatever. I'm on the record there, fine. But I still will answer your question. Thank you, Big T. Thank you, Elders.
Is that the only sound on that soundboard? What's going on?
Yeah, you have had almost a year to get new sounds. And that's a good point, George. This motherfucker's never added a fucking off the factory sound. All of these came with it.
I know. First of all, yes, I do need to upload these sounds. Second of all, I just use the cheers so much, I forget what all the other buttons are. And, instead of trying them once or twice before a show, I'm thinking like, okay, I know the green one does this, so maybe I'll use this. I just like
the cheer is not going anywhere. Don't get me wrong.
It's nice.
But it wouldn't hurt. There's a spot for plenty more sounds, Eldis.
Yeah.
We have 5 more sounds we can play with.
We'll mix it up.
Anyway, come on, man. You can't be fucking serious. You just wanted to call in and let us know you went on 2 dates.
Yeah.
This is a fucking insane question. And by the way, you don't tell someone. This is not a conversation you have with someone potentially ever, but definitely not 2 dates in.
No, this is the wrong question to ask.
This is crazy.
If you like her, you should have come on here and ask, like, how do I keep this going?
Then
you can think about this weird shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, if you really don't like it, she don't gotta ask. You gotta just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I like how the way he's framing this question, his 2 options are make her do less cardio and start doing some deadlifts and squats, or feed her a bunch of spaghetti so she gets a little fatter, and maybe her ass gets fatter.
Yeah, I mean, this is fucking insane, dude. So yeah, I don't know. That's crazy that you would even think this. You're out of your fucking mind. I can't even imagine broaching this conversation with somebody. It'd be one thing if it came up kind of naturally, but if you were like I've dated girls who don't have big ass titties or don't have big titties, and they've been like self-conscious or whatever. That is one downside of being so on the record of how much you like big tits. But I would it's like I would never be like, hey, I was thinking you should probably get your tits done.
Yeah.
Because I think we have a fucking future together. So why don't you get your tits to be way bigger? I would never do that. Now, if somebody said, what do you think about me getting my tits done? And that's the thing. That's where you're at. It's like, if she brings up any kind of, you can certainly pounce on any opportunity. If she says something like, do you think I should do some squats? She'd be like, wait, and first of all, you don't go, yes. You go like, oh, I mean, it couldn't hurt. I mean, I know it's kind of, I've had friends who do, like you do, you kind of, even then you show more tact than than being like, hey, so before I allow you to be my girlfriend, I'm going to need your ass to be so much fatter.
Yeah, don't start sweating and hiccuping immediately after she asks. Get her some BBLs on the 3rd date.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy. I found a coupon for a BBL. And really, he's just paying for it.
He printed it out.
Yeah. Free BBL. And also, there's something beautiful. I mean, I've said this too before, where it's like, everyone has preferences in theory, right? But it's like you meet someone you like, and that
goes away.
You just are with the person you like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but again, you're not really dating this woman. You've been on a couple dates. To even be having these thoughts are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This guy talks about like his ideal woman, like my mom would talk about like an ideal woman for like me to date or something.
Yeah.
You gotta find I imagine you with a natural beauty like Sophia Loren, and ample hips.
Sophia Loren with a big ass. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't mean to say if this guy comes 5 years comes out as gay, I will feel like Nostradamus. But
anyway, Kalinista, buddy.
Yeah. And I want to say on the record, like, when I do like a little titty as well.
Sure.
And when I have dated girls that don't have the body type that I'm traditionally into, it's like, I'm like, oh, this fucking rocks. She's just hot and I like her.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's like, a lot of guys would be hypocrites, myself especially. It's like, nobody in theory thinks of my body.
Yeah,
I mean, a couple freaks do. I mean, a couple. There are definitely some people who do, but not the percentages.
Yeah.
Most nice women, this is not, but some. Anyway, so good luck out there, pal, and stop being so fucking strange. Next question, little Eldis.
Hey, Stavvy, I love you so much. I have a
Love you
question.
too.
I'm a female. I'm 26. I really want to know how I can become a more confident version of me, like a more, like I can attract more men without me being such a simp. Because I feel like I'm such a simp for any guy that is like treats me well, and after the stage where he doesn't treat me good anymore, like I'm still simping for them, and I just want to know how to act more wantable, I guess. Like I just don't know how to be more of a woman, if that makes sense. What do you like to see in a woman? How do you see a confident woman? Like, I just want to be more approachable without me having to approach the guys, and I want the guys to be simping over me instead of me simping over them. I feel like I'm pretty old, 26.
You're not old.
I'm
You're
going
not
to be
old at all.
27 in a couple months. I want to know how to talk to men and be like the one in charge, you know. I don't know if that makes any
We
sense.
got a couple
but
different things
if
going
you
on
can
here.
help me, if you can give me any advice on how to be a more confident woman, to be more less simpy, I guess.
Simpy.
Yeah, I don't know if this question makes any sense, but I love you, and I love Elvis so much. Stay sexy. Bye.
We will. Don't you worry. This is so she wants to stop being a simp. You know.
I feel like she just learned the word simp.
Yeah, that's everywhere though, dude. Everyone's saying that shit.
I know. I see it a lot.
Preach. Okay, so being there's a couple different things she's asking here. She wants to be she wants to be more confident in general. She wants to stop being simpy, which basically just, you know, if you're a simp, you know, you're simping over somebody, you're you're it's tough because like this is all context, right? Like simping also just means openly wanting someone and being honest with your feelings about them, but it has this negative connotation because it's like, well, if it's basically you're being vulnerable, which unfortunately you will have to do at some point, right? Like that's the thing. It's like you do have to do that at some point. Now, in terms of confidence in general, you know, and just I mean, it sounds like you're going after losers. Is that your problem? Like, or you're just, you know, the people that are mistreating you. It sounds like there's a little bit of that. It's like, it sounds like you have a little bit of wanting to stand up for yourself more, which these are kind of different issues. Confidence, I think, starts with, I don't know, an easy way to see confidence is just do anything where you can track your progress, where it feels like you're making progress. Like that could be career stuff. That could be like an easy thing is fitness. You know, I don't know what your situation is. Even if it's nothing crazy, even if it's not like some getting jacked or some crazy weight loss journey, whatever, I think like sticking to some kind of routine, doing something for yourself that makes you feel healthier or better, even if not right, even not just being attractive, like even if it's not like directly making you more attractive, you'll feel better. Even if it's like yoga or some shit, or like, you know, getting a little cardio and whatever the fuck it is, learning a new skill, just being more successful in other ways, I think helps us all to be confident. Some of this though is just like deep-seated psychological shit. That's the hard part, is like if you're out there making yourself available, we all kind of have to fight. You've seen a pattern in yourself where it's like you make it so obvious how you feel about someone, and they either take you for granted or you just let them walk all over you. That's what you want to stop. All this other shit about like being more confident, being more of a woman, you know, that's the like. And the hard thing is, there's no easy solution to that. There is just intellectually setting your boundaries right now. When there's no guy in the picture, right? Think to yourself, how do I want to behave? Like, how do I want to, like, you know, do I, you know, after a first date, are you a double texter? Are you an over texter? Whatever. And you have to say, like, here's how I want to behave. hold yourself to that standard. Don't simp, in your own words. And then, like, if someone is not matching your energy and someone's not, somebody is not, like, as interested in you than you like, then you just kind of have to walk away and look for other stuff, like, look for a different relationship. You have to have your own boundaries and kind of hold yourself accountable to them.
Yeah. I can't really help with this. I met my wife on Instagram. We DM'd for a year until we professed our like to each other. And,
That's cute.
We're both abstract, like unconfident people. So just listen to this guy. I'm sorry. I can't help.
So, and here's the other thing. It's like you might need to change up the types of people you're dating too. Because that might be some of the, like, pattern of, like, you go after the same types of people, and you might just need kind of like a different, And as if you're really going to work on yourself and whatever it is, right? Whether it is fitness, whether it is job stuff, whether it is some kind of hobby, some kind of artistic pursuit, if you're really involved in that and you're just trying to grow as a confident person, and look, let's be honest, the easiest thing for something like this is physical. Like, it is a weight loss thing, or it is the gym, because while you're getting more confident by seeing progress, you also are making yourself more attractive in the average person's eyes, right? So that might be one thing you want to do. But as you're working on that, and you're not as, like, worried about other people approach, because you don't want to approach them, you might just have to stop approaching anyone and just see what happens, see what types of guys approach you. I don't know. You just have to kind of change your behavior. And unfortunately, you might have to go, I mean, I'm saying go to therapy, but it's like, if this is because of some kind of weird family dynamic where you're a people pleaser, where you just don't ever, you grew up and constantly let, family members walk all over you, or you just did whatever you had to keep the peace, that's probably kind of burned into you, ingrained into you in a way that just, like, just waiting for some guy to come up to you is not going to solve it. But you said you had something you wanted to say over there, Elders.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think people, like, don't realize just how much freedom they have in dating. It's like, yeah, if you do set, like, certain rules or standards for yourself, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'm just not gonna, like, go on a date with anyone who like doesn't pursue me. I don't want to pursue a single person. And if you just, like, really internalize that and believe that when you say that about yourself, it's like, that will just happen. Like, you'll attract people who will just start doing that. Yeah. And
you can't break those rules, though. Yeah. You have to hold yourself. It's like you basically have to put yourself out there more, right, to find more people, but only respond to the people that are responding the way those rules you set out for yourself are only behaving the way you want to. And that's hard because in the process of doing that, it's unnatural. You feel a little less confident in the whole thing. By being a simp, like you're saying, you at least are getting somebody's attention. It's like short term, you're being rewarded, and long term it might not work out. But at least in that moment, you're making contact with someone. You're doing this. You're doing something that's rewarding in the moment. So yeah, you just kind of have to. You kind of just have to, like, stick to your guns. And in the meantime, do stuff to make yourself feel more confident. In terms of, like, what I like to see, or, like, what do I like? Honestly, I do like when a girl is pretty clear about how she feels about me, but that's because I'm also insecure. And so it's like I have tended to just like when a girl is simping, honestly. And I'm just like, I respond to that behavior. Yeah. And then I'm really nice to you, and then I have, like, a mental breakdown maybe, like, around month 4, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I feel trapped. I'm going to kill myself. And that's who I am. And what I find attractive is I like when somebody's got their own shit going on, or I like when somebody is, like, hardworking or talented or doing their own thing, and they're, like, they're in that zone. And then, like, in our own relationship, it's like, maybe they're not simpy in the rest of the world, but then in our thing, it's like, it is like a cute romantic thing where you're both pretty about each other and you're acting more mushy than you would in the real world. Like, it feels like, I would have responded to something like that, particularly if you're, like, kind of working on yourself and doing your own thing. I like that personally. And I think a lot of people like that too. So Good luck, sister. We're rooting for you.
You got this.
We hope you find a nice guy who can simp over you and treat you right.
How do you guys feel about one that's longer and a little heavy on the subject?
I'm not really feeling. I feel pretty fucked up from yesterday. My brain's barely working right now. I'll be honest, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a nap after this.
Yeah, all I'm thinking about is hitting the highway.
Yeah, George has to go. How long have we been doing, Elders?
We're at 124 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, take us home with something that's not heavy.
Okay.
Elders loves ending an episode with a fucked up call.
Hey, Stav, I'm thinking about killing myself.
Yeah, it really depends. How you respond to this question right now determines whether I live or die. Anyway, love you, love Elders.
All right, here's some ABC advice.
Okay, great.
Hey, Stav, Elvis, and distinguished guests. This is Dan from Australia here. Please tour again soon, Stavvy. We love you down under. So here's my problem. I'm 34, and I've worked a series of office jobs. But on and off, I just find myself falling into this 2-day cycle. So day one, I'll be creative, productive, do some of my best work, really bust my ass, and stay up really late if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I love it if I can finish a task inside a day. But then on day two, because I've destroyed myself, I'll just be a mess, real goblin mode. Struggle to get out of bed, stay motivated, and then there's all the shame, self-loathing that comes with that. But then I'll bounce back and it starts again the next day. So is this good day, bad day cycle something I just need to accept about myself and work around? Or do I finally need to try and regulate it and discipline it? What works for you creatively? And would that work in an office job? Anyway, boys, thanks for the show. You're changing lives. Truly 5 stars, maybe even 5 3/4. Take care.
Thank you, baby boy. I appreciate that. Okay, this is an interesting question. So he works in an office, and he says he crushes it one day, and he's fucked the next day. I actually really respond to this. Yeah. I feel like we work like this a lot over here at Stavvy Baby Enterprise, where we might be in the zone, do 3 fucking podcasts, do a meeting, watch this. I've been, I was watching the special and doing edits on that and working on scripts and all this kind of stuff. And I think that's a natural way for a lot of people to work. Honestly, I feel like if you get locked in, and here's the thing. So I've struggled with that because I'm not in a corporate setting where I'm I have that one day and then I feel like a piece of shit because it's when you don't have a boss, when you're just kind of working for your own entity, it's you feel like when you're having a bad day, I'm just letting myself down, right? It's not some fucking shitty corporate place where I don't really give a fuck. Mm-hmm. It's me. It's if I fuck up, Eldest is on the streets. I can't. I'm supporting all my friends here now. And so it's you feel that when you're creative or self-employed or whatever. But I got good news for you, buddy. You work at a fucking corporate office. You're saying, should I work hard every other day? In a corporate office, I would work hard once a week. Yeah. I would do 1 day of hard work to get all your bosses off your back and then coast. The fact that you're averaging 2.5 days hard worked at your office is insane. And in fact, what I would do is just because no one keeps up on you, dude. You just have to You should have to have whatever. You have a week's worth of deliverables or whatever fucking bullshit you work in. And no one's on you day to day to be just make it so that you do 2 days worth of work in 1 day and then don't do shit the next day. You're golden, bro. And I would say stop fighting it. And for everybody out there, it's if you find a rhythm that's natural to you, don't try and get into some bullshit 9 to 5 shit. You don't have to do that. That's the beauty of what people are realizing. It's you can get the work done whenever in any situation. So,
just the fact that you actually have the drive to even do something really good at an office job is rare. Yeah. So fuck them. You're a shining star.
Yeah, dude. You're fucking employee of the month by doing this. So yeah, I would say stop fighting it and just fucking do it.
If anything, leverage it to get promoted. Just make other people do your work
Hell
and
yeah,
shit.
dude. That's not a bad idea.
Eldest living out his corporate fantasies through you. He was too lazy to even become a middle manager. That's why he had to learn how to produce podcasts. But he sees it in you.
Yeah.
Dan, you might have it in you
He
with
has
that.
what I can't.
He has what you lack. Dan has what you lack. Dan's the man you wish you could be. So yeah, dude, enjoy it. Go. You'll be the best worker at the didgeridoo factory or whatever the fuck you're doing over there. Go have yourself a little Hungry Jack's for lunch. You know that's what they call Burger King over there, Eldest? They call it Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jacks?
It's the same font and everything, same menu, but it's called
Like
Hungry.
actual Burger King?
Burger King is
Hungry
called
Jack's.
Hungry Jack's in Australia.
Whoa.
It's so weird.
That's so fucking
Same font,
weird.
everything. So anyway, good luck, our Aussie friend.
Eat a tub of Vegemite for us.
Eat some Vegemite. I'm trying to think what other shit I liked in Australia. Honestly, the Thai food was good as fuck. It's you forget that they're literally in Asia. That England just sent their criminals to the only part of Asia with black people. They're like, take over this. Anyway, good luck, little Danny and George. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping in. We got to get you on the road. We got to get you back in Baltimore.
Love yous.
You got to get your wisdom teeth
I do.
consulted tomorrow. So our boy's got a big day ahead.
I do.
And anyway, folks, thank you so much. We love you. This has been Stavvy's World, Halkias Bros, Ep 3, no Nick edition. Nick's dick is little, and he's working hard as fuck.
Yep.
But we'll be back soon. And my guess is we'll have the whole gang here next time.
Yeah.
But we'll talk to you next time.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys.